What's the second level on Pinna Park? Oh, it's Beach Cannon's secret, isn't it? Man, we've got a lot of secret. Actually, I think every level's sitting on a secret at the moment. No, because it's Wiggler Ahoy in Gelato. But then Bianco 6 is Secret at the Cave. Pinna Rico 4 is Secret at the Tower. I'll do Rico 4 for now, because I do like the Secret of Rico Harbor actually. As a secret level, it's quite a lot of fun. Then I'll go back and do Wiggler Ahoy, full steam ahead. I'll head straight up to the tower here. Oh, am I gonna make it? I'm gonna make it. Yes, I made it. Excellent. Good. Going up that way I did up the ship is way easier than actually trying to climb this bullshit scaffolding. God, I'm clearly channeling the spirit of the late Sean Connery there. I do like this background as well. There was a Mario Kart 64? No. Mario Kart Double Dash battle level that had the same background. I think it was the one where you were on a... No, I think I'm confusing ones, because there was one when you were on a GameCube, which was on the DS. But this one I actually can't remember, because the battle mode was variable in Double Dash, to say the least. The Shine grabby mode I actually remember being surprisingly fun, but other parts of it I remember being complete shit, so... Right, so let's grab this as a security measure, because these things, I assume, based on the fact that they've rejigged the graphics of this game, but not really seem to have played with anything else, I imagine the physics on these is just as fucking jakey as it was in 2002. But that actually went surprisingly well. I think there might be another I was going to say another one-up in those nails, but we'll never know. That is multi, but he'll never know. Come out with all the old references here tonight. Oh shit ass! Oh. Oh, only just. Let's try this again. Actually, well, I mean, here, I suppose if I get this, I can actually profit in lives. Is it going to be the bottom left one like it always is? That's a no. Oh, fucking. Well, that was deeply humiliating. So, turns out none of those have one-ups in him. Oh, that's because there's another one floating over here, so I guess you can life profit off this one, but is it really worth it, is the real question you have to ask yourself. For me, yes! Oh, that would have been really embarrassing if I said yes and then just didn't get it, but there we go. I think we're nearly out of the woods, because I remember this big bastard actually being surprisingly easy. I mean, generally these things, as long as you go over them when they're at like 45 degrees there, they're actually surprisingly easy to do. Whoop. There we go. I was concerned that I landed it when it was slightly too steep there and was going to get butt scuttled off to my death. I pressed Y to dive. I deliberately intended to dive, and I don't know why, because I'm stupid. With that done, let's head over to Gelato 3, I guess. To Wiggler Ahoy, full steam ahead. Wonderful episode name. I'd actually never really noticed before, I guess because the resolution was so bad. Like, the flybys of the levels that you see in the graffiti tags. I'd actually never really paid much attention to them before. Let's see if we can see the Bianco one. This is actually quite cool. Let's go, I guess, finally see the Gelato one, because I think there's only those first three that are graffiti tags. The rest are... Well, there's Pinna, which is the cannon, there's 2 tubes, and then there's looking into the sun, so... I suppose let's have a look at this one while we're here. Oh yeah, tour on Gelato Beach. I'd always noticed it was there, I suppose, but I've never actually really stopped and looked at it before. That's quite cool. Anyway, let's go on and take on this boss. Now, I've still never quite figured out how his pattern works. But what you basically just need to do is spray one of these things when he's near, and it'll pop off. It was unclear from that angle for 1,000 reasons why, what happened. But, point is, damage done. Yeah, he goes and runs near one of these things, but he takes a path around the level, which seems... I do deeply love that. But yeah, his path seems fairly random. It seems to get more... Ow, punch the table. Seems to get more complex with the more damage you do to him. Oh, did he not come close enough to this one? Oh, shit. Well, at least I know he definitely goes by that one, so let's get ready for that again. But like, especially when you get into his later cycles, he can do some weird-ass patterns, actually. This is probably time to fire this up. And then he'll take a turn around it and trip. No, that time he did go near the other one. Oh no, he still just trips on that one. That was strangely fortunate. And I think that, yeah, the segment which you have to target is also random. Now here, I think I want to move to one of these outer ones. Let's see what he does. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo. Not yet. Oh, that's deeply funny. Oh, no. Right. Is he gonna... There's definitely one thing where he goes like right through the water over to that island there, and it's very bizarre. Let's see. Yep, let's fire up this one. Oh, beautiful. Oh! I said, oh, beautiful, and actually hadn't got him at all, but it did just catch him there. But actually, I'm stuck in bloody deep water here. Right, 1, 2, 2. Oh, I don't like how they all like twitch the segments as you walk on them. That's a little uncomfortable. There we go. Oh no, no, we don't go. We didn't go at all. I'm in him. I don't want to be in him. Let's get out of him. Oh, didn't get out of him in time. I really wish, for so many reasons, I'd not said that the way I. Oh, hello. Well, if I was there ready on that island in time, that would have been great. Nice to know there's a couple of loops of that island on this cycle, though, I suppose. Let's fire off the thing! Fire, fire, fire! No, we didn't get him in time. I think there I might have been a bit premature, unless... Yeah. Oh, he skidded right into the water there. God, I hope I'm lucky I've got a section right in his ass there, because if I got a deep section, and he's literally like right the fuck under the water there, I would not have been able to ground pound some of those, the more cephalic sections there. But hey, cool, that was nice. What do I want to do next? I guess Pinna. Yeah, because it's Beach Cannon Secrets, and I've done only like a couple of levels, so unless... No, Serena can't be unlocked yet because we need Yoshi for Serena, which means we need to beat Pinna 4, I think it is? Yeah, Pinna 4, the Oh, I'd Love a Dick one. If you don't know what I'm referring to there, that's going to sound really weird, but I think, yeah, Pinna 4 unlocks Serena Beach. But I think actually Noki Bay might unlock before then. I can never remember quite what triggers Noki Bay. I think it's something like 40 shines or something surprisingly high. But hey, yeah, let's go and do Pinna 2. Ah, yes, and the introduction of the Cannon Happy Mole. It is nice the fact that I'm playing through this. Oh, there's a gold one there already. We missed that already. But yeah, the fact that I'm just any percenting this means I know I don't have to do any of the irritating shit like the 100 coins missions and stuff like that. That is kind of actually nice to go into this knowing that I'm not focusing on that kind of crap. I'm just trying to actually beat the game. And I think this game's fun to beat, but it's kind of grueling to 100%. So I am glad because it's only my intermediate project to be mama hoo ha hoo wow wow. It's nice to be not. I was gonna say taking it that seriously. Well, I suppose that is an accurate description. And there we go. Oh shit! Did I miss? That's embarrassing. I guess I went a bit short. There we go. Right in his mouth. Now, generally, this secret should be alright, but the last time I said that was the Junebud Sandcastle secret, and that's the one that's giving the most shit out of any secret level, so I should probably shut my dumb idiot mouth, but here we go. Right. And there's your window to move. Cool. And this one should just appear again. That was a bit problematic. Oh no, oh no. Oh, and appear! There we go. Wonderful. Then weirdly, yeah, you have this option here to go like straight ahead, and there's a coin there and some of those what are they called, stacking stews, which I don't know why you'd do that because there's literally no point to doing it. Let's wait for these to come back, and there we go. Dive, jump, dive, jump. The dive and leap is the best way of moving without F.L.U.D, which obviously we don't have in this level. I do like the Yoshi's Island style sketchy background, and to be honest, that's done well out of the remaster. I'll put it that way. But yeah, I was right not to. Was that gap always there? I mean, it must have been, but also, holy fuck, that nearly ended me. Cool. With that done, we should probably actually just get straight on and do Pinna 3 because it's the the red coins on the swingy doos. The pirate ships is just quite a good one. So this one, because it's a bit more of a relaxing level, and I do love this music. I know it drives a lot of people insane, and it drives me insane, but I really like the Pinna Park music. Oh, blue coin. I don't care about blue coins. But here we can reflect a little bit, because I was thinking about this earlier. It's remarkable to think, whenever I play a game, part of me is always drawn into what was I doing the last time I played this game. But with this one, particularly because I don't know if I've played it since I Let's Played it, but even so, like, to think what was my life like when I last Let's Played this game is remarkable because of how different everything was. That I lived in Glasgow. I was about 12 to 18 months away from ending my relationship after it. So I was at 5? No, at that point I would have been 4 years into a relationship, which ended just after 5 years due to her cheating. Well, okay, it didn't end due to her cheating. That was a symptom of the end of the relationship rather than a cause, I suppose. But I was there. I was doing my undergraduate degree, whereas I sit here now, only days away. Well, not days away. I'm a month away at this point from being a doctor, not a medical doctor, a proper doctor. That sounds weird to say, but yeah, so PhD is actually the older rank than medical doctor, because medical doctors rose out of surgeons who were very much not doctors because they were not considered learned people. They were considered functionally butchers. And when you look into some of the statistics on medieval surgery, the reason for that classification does become apparent. But yes, so I've handed in my PhD thesis. It's being assessed at the moment, and then I have to defend it to 2 experts on the 10th of December. That's going to be, and I am guessing this will not have aired by then, but maybe it will be past then by the time you're watching this, in which case, hey, we'll know whether the doctor is a doctor or not, because basically that's always considered really functionally the point at which you have passed your PhD and can be considered to be a doctor is when you've passed the Viva examination, because then, yes, you technically have to graduate beyond that. But at that point, graduation really is just a formality. It's just a ceremony at which they give you a piece of paper. But really, once you pass the Viva, that is the final hurdle. So often that's when it's considered you can consider yourself a doctor now. And we'll know about that on the 10th of December, which is all very exciting. It's going to be an interesting one. I don't want to sound like a smug bastard. I think, firstly, I want to preface this with almost no one fails their Viva. It just doesn't really happen. Basically, if you are likely to fail a Viva, chances are you actually get filtered out of a PhD program before you do it for 4 years and hand in a thesis. Really, so it's actually pretty rare to get that far and then go on to fail. But that's not to say it isn't nerve-wracking, because basically, so one of the weird advantages of the COVID pandemic, which is not a common phrase going around, is that, so usually for a Viva examination you have an internal, and for those who don't know, you have an internal and an external examiner. The internal examiner is someone from your department at the university, who usually is not particularly expert on your subject. They'll be in the same field, kind of, but they won't be an expert on it. And they're one of your examiners, and then the second examiner is your external examiner, and they are an expert. They are generally either a leading expert in either the country or in some cases the world in what you've worked on. And so UK universities have an odd rule where basically your examiner has to be... They have to have a right to work in the UK, and that's basically because they get paid something ridiculously small, like 30 quid to do the Viva. But then it has to be a British academic. Okay, they don't have to be British, but they have to be able to work in the UK, which, until very recently, and there's a political point we're not going to get into, academics from the EU were eligible for that. But obviously, since Brexit, they're not, and that's a whole thing. But one of the surprising good things about the COVID pandemic is that, hey, our first blue coin, collect 10 of them to get a Shine Sprite. One of the surprisingly good things about the COVID pandemic is that all Vivas are being held remotely, so they're just on Zoom or whatever. No, it's Y to get off it, and not B, because B is also jump, which is A. I hate this. But that means, because it's been held remotely, anyone can do it. So you can actually get an external in from anywhere around the world, rather than it being someone who has to have the right to work in the UK. So on that fucking off chance, we basically contacted the world expert in my field and said, hey, we got a Viva going, any interest in doing it? Assuming he was going to say no. And obviously said, oh, that sounds really interesting. I'd be delighted. Which part of me was like, oh, that's actually quite cool. And part of me was like, no, shit. There's no, like, don't get me wrong. I'm confident enough in my work. I don't think there's going to be a problem there. But also, part of me is like, I know I can't bullshit this man. He quite literally wrote the book on the statistical methods I use. So it's like, I can't get away with anything with it. But also it'd be good, because basically, people often view the Viva as an examination, which it is, obviously, but in a lot of ways it's not. It's basically, they want to talk to you about your work, and a lot of people actually said, you know what, this is one of the only times in your career, if one chooses to continue being a scientist, where you basically have a captive audience. You've got two people whose job it is to sit there for as long as it takes and talk through your work in as much detail as is necessary. So actually, it can be a really good and positive experience to say, hey, let's talk about this work with an expert who essentially has to stand there and talk about it with you for that long. So if you're confident in your work, which I generally speaking am, it can be almost an enjoyable experience. So, obviously I will report back on this in a future Let's Play, because it's me, and obviously if I'm actually going to finally earn my bloody... oh, God, that was a voice crack and a half. If I'm finally going to earn my YouTube username of The Doctor, I should at least explain to the good viewers how exactly it came about. But, there we go. That was perfect timing with the conversation, actually. I do like that level, it's really relaxing, and I weirdly like the Pinna Park music. But it is classic Nintendo music in that it's really cool and relaxing and enjoyable for the first 20 minutes, after which it just goes straight into the skull. Anyway, I'm probably getting to the end of this recording session for tonight, because it is 11:15. I was going to say, oh, it's 11:15, and I was like, actually, that's not that late, I'm just old now. Sneaks up on you when you've been doing the YouTube for... approaching 8 years at this point. God, nearly a decade. Holy fuck. I am old.